All right, good morning, everyone. Running a wee bit late here. I'm not quite prepared, so bear with me just a little bit. I'm still waking up, really. Connor kept me up pretty good. He was up and down every couple hours here, so meh. All right, 3 concurrent viewers already. It's like you guys are waiting for this now. Alright, pop out chat. Alright, let's copy. How do I do this again? Copy link. Pop this into the doobly-doo over here in OBS. Properties. Paste. Okay, and then let's get this stream shared out around here. And guys, feel free to share this on your own too. Because obviously the more people we get in here, the more fun it is. It's better conversation, it's more engaging. And all that happy stuff. So what episode are we on? I know I typed it in the title like 5 seconds ago, but these things are starting to blur together a little bit for me. 13, I guess. Wow. Wow, 13 episodes of this. This is kind of crazy. It's kind of hard to believe that I've done this, 3 weeks in a row. Share this to public. Share this to the Red Door Creative. And hopefully people start pouring in here. So yeah, share this around. Let's get some people in here. Let's get talking and jobbing. But where else can I share this? Let's share this over on Twitter too, because why not? Like I said, the more the merrier. Well, I just popped up my homepage in Mozilla, and there are so many odd stories coming in. The yeast supply chain can't just activate itself. A little tongue-in-cheek there. How to cut your hair at home. Don't. Unless you're shaving it all off. Don't cut your hair at home. That's a bad idea. Actually, no. Cut your hair at home. Post pictures on social media. So in 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, we can all laugh. When those memories pop up. In quarantine, the budding of a pastime, growing vegetable scraps on windowsills. Yeah, I've always enjoyed some of that. When a DNA test shatters your identity, therapist's simple rule, a belief in mediocrity is not only false, it's bad for you. Home security for seniors, the coming crime wars. That's going to be something interesting to keep an eye on. We don't need as much protein as we consume. Meh. When the Soviet Union paid Pepsi in warships. That's going to be an interesting one to read later. All right. Back to doing something productive here. Because you guys didn't come here to watch me read news articles. Come on, up back to the top. Man, it's freezing up. Yay, freezing. Okay, come on. Come on, internet. Work a little bit better. I need to get somebody to or I need to do it myself, like defrag my computer and get rid of all these programs and stuff I'm not using any longer. Okay, let's go to the Twitterverse. Go. Yep, still waking up. I just got my dad on my Xbox upstairs. Can't even spell my own last name. What is wrong with me? Alright, tweet that out. Let's see how many people are in the stream. Oh, it's 3 of us. Okay. Well, I do suppose that is good enough to start popping in the over to the chat. Wow. Words and stuffs. Okay, let's see here. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Eileen. Yeah, 13. Wow. So where are we this morning? We are in my old bedroom again. It is way too cold to be outside, and they're all watching TV upstairs. So I'm doing this down here while I'm while they're watching TV, so it's nice and quiet, and we can get a good audio not be demonetized. And Laura is Peachy Keen Jelly Bean. All right. Because it's funny, that's why, Laura. Make sure to tag Knightsmith with your own haircutting horrors. Yup. I would really get a laugh out of that. Having you read us the news and doing a commentary might be fun. You know, I might have to do something like that. Do the dad thing and get a newspaper. Be a stereotype. Well, that might be something to consider in the future. Maybe sit there with a pipe, my coffee, get my newspaper out there, read something, and take it, fold it down. What the hell is wrong with people? Alright, Dad reading the newspaper over coffee and grumbling headlines saying fucking commies. Oh, I don't think you guys want a political commentary of what's in my head. I really don't think you do. Because most of you won't agree with it. So, let's see. I am rather excited today. Knightsmith, new YouTube channel, Let Loose, Dark Side of Knightsmith. Oh, that could be yeah, a lot of people wouldn't like me if I just let loose my ideas and my ideals. Get my head all the way in the picture. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, I am excited. Joining a live chat later this afternoon, or later this morning, 11 o'clock, with Eileen over at Porst Rich Designs. We're going to be checking out the Glowforge. But it'd be so much fun. You think that, Laura? You think that? But if I start letting loose with my own inner political commentary, I'm gonna lose a lot of friends and probably never get some sponsors. So we're not gonna go down that route. I enjoy my life of delusions. Yes, you do. Ooh, I had a feeling it's gonna be like a timeshare, and we'll get sucked in more than we are now. Maybe not. Like I get emails from these people all the time because I requested literature and stuff from them, and I really want the Pro, the Glowforge Pro. Specifically because it has no length in what it can cut out. Like you just keep feeding material and it'll keep cutting. So there's a few applications on there that I'm curious as that I could do. Maybe set up a like get rolls of material. Either rolls of leather or rolls of a certain type of craft paper, or even rolls of veneer, and have it mechanically drawn through. That every time it's done cutting, it pulls a little bit more of that roll in, and just goes through a whole spool of stuff to really mass do a lot of mass cutouts and stuff, and really get into a microfacturing production mode where I'm really keen on the whole microfacturing wave, and I think that's going to be something huge in the future. You're actually seeing it right now with this pandemic, microfacturing. Where with all the ventilators and masks and stuff, where people are making 50 or 100 of one item and shipping them out, but you're having hundreds of thousands of people do that all across the globe, and that's microfacturing, and it's fantastic. Actually, what Laura does is fantastic. Not only for her actual job, but for she's the girl behind Kitty Girl Boutique. Laura, if you want to give yourself a wee bit of a plug here, that would be pretty cool. And you can actually see what she does, or see her explain it on the build videos for Kitty Girl Boutique. Only one person in your queue. That is good. That is really good. I looked at the prices today and went, I can make the payments on the basic Glowforge model. I'm a crazy soap lady. Boy. I do custom orders of allergy conscious bath products using minimal ingredients. It's so cool. That really is cool. You almost bought the Glowforge. That's funny. Let's see. Here's my thought on the Glowforge and on a lot of tools when I can afford it. Buy once, cry once. I know it's something that I'm going to use the absolute piss out of. So with that in mind, I don't want to buy a bottom shelf model and in 3 to 5 years want to upgrade or need to upgrade and have to spend another $5,000 to $7,000 in the future. I'd rather buy the one I know I'm going to need, the one I know I'm going to use now, and let it go from there. So I hope everyone has their coffee. How did everyone else sleep? While I'm waiting for some responses to catch up here into the blithering blather that I'm spouting out into the world. There's 3 of us in here. So I'm guessing the other one is Rich. Gina Marie Wallace likes my post on Facebook. Are you here with us today, Gina? Sometimes I feel like I'm doing like a seance, seeing who's in there. Rubbing the crystal ball, which is my Snowball Blue microphone. Are you with us? Can you hear me? 4 notifications. It'd be really cool if the Airborne Surfer was, came over and jumped in here. I was a cat climber last night. Decided to play and jump all night. Oh, fun. You're doing a seance. Yeah, it really does feel that way sometimes. And you know, if I didn't have the chat box, the live chat open, it really would feel like a seance. Or it, not really, but it's not spooky or ghosty, but it is strange trying to imagine things to talk about, and like, who am I trying to talk to, and what am I trying to do, because I'm not filming myself having a conversation with somebody, or I'm not filming myself doing something. Um, so doing these live streams, if there's no chats, is very strange. Talking to the void. It's pretty much what it is, and I'm just hoping people are listening. So that's why I bring up the live chat, and that's why I'm so keen to hop over into live chat, so I can talk with you guys, and I'm not just spinning off into space. Yeah, feeling like you're having a psych episode with yourself. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. So I cannot wait until some of my packages arrive. I have some really cool stuff coming. Eileen, you know about it, because we've been stroking our own crafting itch back and forth this last week. But I'm gonna do a reveal as things start rolling in and start talking about things. And then Saturday, I'm still doing a giveaway. I believe I know what I'm gonna do. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I'm going to do an SD card holder. And that's more relevant for people who do YouTube or film a lot of stuff, or muffin, or shoot a lot of videos or pictures, or you do photography. That sort of thing is going to be more for somebody geared like that. But I have this nice dark brown leather coming in, and all these things. So, and you have packages the next few days coming in. I am so excited to see your packages too. Oh, I'm glad it's packages. Otherwise, this could be misconstrued. This conversation could be very misconstrued. Muffin time. Oh my. My jaw cracked. Did you hear that? Wow. That hurt. But they're gaming related. Well, yeah. Dark Side of Nightsmith. Oh boy. That's gonna become a thing, isn't it? Dark Side of Nightsmith. Oh boy. Oh jeez. So Laura, what games are you what games did you order? What's coming in? Do a package show for the dark side. Oh boy. Inside joke just for the few that are here. Yeah, it is. It's gonna turn into that. By the way, when I start doing merch, Eileen, you're gonna be the merch bitch. Because some of the stuff you've been showing me, I absolutely love your ideas. They are so cool. Like some of those T-shirts that the one you sent, when I've never faked a sarcasm. I got a good laugh out of that. Let's see. Kelowna 2, Lunate's Veil, Escape from Monkey Island, Dark Cloud. I love Dark Cloud. That's such a great game. And Osage Shadow King. I had that for the PlayStation 2 or 3. 2. I had that for the PS2. That was such a good game and so funny and so witty and so. All right, the Shadow is so snarky. Yeah, Dark Cloud is such a good game. I finally unzipped all of those damn files from yesterday. 500. Wow. Pronunciation is key. Huh. And here, I thought you were just making fun of me, Lara. Actually, let's see where my packages are. Ooh, there's 4 people in here now. Why, hello, strange, mysterious 4th person. Come say hello. Join us on the dark side of Night Smith. Oh boy. So I went to the apartment yesterday and I got gas. It's like $1.20. Insanity. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're able to, save some of that stimulus money and get into the stock market. Buy gas. Buy gas and oil. Oh, you know what? I should do a little talk over on Patreon and do something for exclusively for my patrons. As my things start coming in. Because I really do appreciate my patrons. Really, my patrons over at patreon.com/Nightsmith are they're pretty much the reason I'm able to do stuff like this. They buy me new equipment. They help me pay shop rent, and they're helping support my family, my wife, my child, and hopefully, if enough of you join Patreon, I will be able to do this full time. Ooh. In transit on FedEx vehicle for delivery, leaving from Pittston, PA. Hot damn! Or what is saying "It's a Wonderful Life" when he clicks the fire shooter. Hot dog. I was saying it phonetically, but it's also fun to make fun of you. Yeah, well. Yeah. Need to get you a blacklight flashlight just for that. That would be interesting. I would actually like to get eventually I'd like to get a full studio setup so I can do funny, quirky things like that. Oh, Jesus. See, this Laura, this is how trouble starts. This is how trouble starts. Oh, Jesus. Rich, go yell at your wife. She's gonna start trouble. Alright, my stuff from Buckle Guy arrived in Pittston this morning. Obi Kaby. Alright, so things are coming along the way they should be, I suppose. I am so excited for this stuff, guys. Who am I gonna sick on you? I don't know. Joey? Or your boyfriend, or somebody. I'll find someone to sick on you. Maybe Adam. Eileen is on your side. Of course she's on your side, because it's against me and it's causing trouble. It's what she does. See, Rich is on. Good man, Rich. I don't know if he's on downstairs. She's always in trouble. Nothing I can do about it. Great. And Joey is no help. Any news on the apartment? Yeah, maybe Jake. So as to the apartment, no, there's no news. Though here's the thing. Since the adjuster went out there and took all of the information and was measuring things himself, as opposed to just taking a few pictures, that does mean that they're not going to get an engineering company involved. I would know, because that's the way I do things. We go out and do the measuring and stuff, and do the engineering work, and have a set of drawings for the insurance companies, and that takes several extra days, up to another week. So the fact that the insurance adjuster did that means that they're very confident that, you know, this is something that's going to be covered. There's not going to be any dispute, and it's going to run through faster. That being said, the fact that we're getting insurance involved in this at all means it's going to take, you know, they're not going to start work. They're not just going to start work. They're going to wait until the money comes in, then they're going to get the contractor, then they're going to do things. So probably another 2 weeks we're going to be out. I'm not thrilled. I am definitely not thrilled about that. I want to be, you know, back in my apartment. I want to get it back into my own routine, have the quiet, have the, you know, boo. Yeah, boo. I mean, but what are you going to do? You know, I have to be grateful that I have a roof over my head. I have food. I'm with family. Connor's safe. My wife is safe. We're all safe and healthy. So, and there's still plenty enough to do here to keep me occupied. Keep us all occupied. So I can't be too salty about it. Well, I'm not too salty about the situation that I'm in. I am kind of peeved that I'm not in my own apartment, the one I'm paying for. So there's that. Into the muffin. Almost into my coffee too. What a shame. That's a good thing, being safe. Yeah. This just all had to come to a head at the worst possible time, though. Because if it's any other time, I would have, by law, I could have the landlord put me up in a hotel. But at this point in time, that wouldn't be safe. So, meh. I would have chosen a hotel with a pool and a weight room. You know, had room service clean the room and blah 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 blah. Would have been nice. Would have been very nice. But what you gonna do? Just have to work with the hand you're dealt, unfortunately. So let me. Audio bitrate is dropping. So let me close out of some of these tabs. Just a few of them though. Maybe that'll pop things up to better. Stream status, excellent. All right, well, little improvement. Temp controlled. Yeah, temperature control is nice. And welcome to join us, Michaela. Me and Eileen were blathering on about how much we want to Glowforge and how we're going to be joining a live stream at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And what is your question? Oh my god, Mick, hi! Lori, you're ridiculous sometimes. And oh my god, I think I need to take the contacts out. My eyes are killing me. Specifically this eye. You know, somewhere down in here or something. Maybe I have a sty or something. Why was the math book depressed? Why was the math book depressed, Michaela? It had divided loyalties because it had so many problems. That's a dad joke. I'm disappointed in you. Had a negative attitude. Oh boy. That's just bad. So how's my little buddy? Point for Mick. Yep. How's my little buddy sleeping up there? Is he still asleep or is he wide awake now? JD, morning. Good morning, Joe. How are we doing today? And welcome to joining us. I'm glad you're able to come in. So, nope, not sleeping. Why would he be sleeping? It's a bright, sunshiny day. He has all of his tuckers. I'm sure he does. He'll never get tuckered out. Joe, actually, when I get off the live stream this morning, shoot me a message on Facebook because there's a few things I want to start feeling out. Sun shining, working out. Good. There's a few things I want to hash out with you. And you know, start some creative juices thinking. What's my favorite outdoor activity? Camping. Period. Full stop. Camping. Usually I like you know, I don't care if it's hiking or if it's canoeing, kayaking, whatever. I love camping. And I am fully intending on joining that 444 club. Might have to be next year, the way things are looking now. But I want to get a few good setups. I want to build my own kayak, and I want to go from. Actually, I want to start a little bit above where they're suggesting and ending in the bay. 444 club. I talked about it a few days ago. It's a club that's related to doing the whole Susquehanna River in one calendar year. You can do it in segments. You can do the whole thing at once. I prefer to do the whole thing at once. I mapped it out based on what my normal routine is, and I came up with 4 to 5 days. But I was talking with my dad last night, and apparently we're on the fastest part of the Susquehanna with the highest elevation difference from start to finish on the run we do. So I have to account for above us and below us being much slower. Plus, there's several dams that I have to make portage around. So I'm thinking it might take 14 to 17 days. But that's going to be that's going to be the camping trip of a lifetime for me, I think. And I want to get a drone and do some fly throughs and stuff. I want to upgrade my kit. I want to build my own kayak. So I want to get a ton of video and a ton of pictures and stuff. And maybe if I'm up to that point in YouTube and I have the right connections and stuff, internet wise, mobile internet, maybe even do a couple live streams while I'm either on the river or on when I get to the islands to camp. Because I camp on the islands, in the Susquehanna River. I've done a few Manliness Mondays, I believe, from some of the islands where I recorded them and I uploaded them later. But I want to do them, as I'm going, if possible. If you Google it, it comes right up. 444 Club, Susquehanna River. Really cool. Sounds like a blast, right? Like, how is that not so cool? The only thing that's going to be hard to account for is the going around the different dams. That'll be a unique challenge that I've never faced before, and starting, where do I resupply at? So I'm going to have to get all those picked out and located ahead of time. I'm going to have to try and mark out my islands that I'm going to be staying on. So if it's going to be 14 days, it's going to be like 3 weeks. 14 days is 2 weeks, but I'm going to have to take like 3 weeks off work to gear up, to get up there, to do it, and then to tear down and stop for a little bit. Because the longest trip I've done is a 3-day river trip. So, scaling that up to 14 days, oh my God. It's gonna be cool. It's more than 4 times what I've ever done. So I'm gonna be sore. It's gonna be such a long haul. I am so excited for it though. Yeah. Not that you couldn't tell by my voice and how my face lights up. How do you prefer to go down the river, kayak or motorboat? It depends on what I'm doing. I don't like motorboats because, especially on the Susquehanna, you get into some really shallow areas that could destroy a motor, or really the propeller. If I'm going distance, I'd prefer a kayak. And there's several reasons there, especially if the kayak is faceted or hard chined, which means it has hard facets on it. I like those a lot because as you lean to one side or the other, depending on how the facets are shaped, it'll actually turn you as you're moving, which saves a lot of energy, especially for your arms, paddling long distance. And I want a nice long, pretty thin kayak, so it'll glide through the water a lot easier. You think with the increased surface area there'd be more drag, but it's actually the opposite. The longer the kayak, the faster it goes through the water. But there's also an upper limit to that, being too long or too cumbersome. Because the longer they are, the harder they are to turn. But if they're hard chine, they're a little bit easier to turn. So it's a lot to figure out before I start designing it, which way I want to go with it. And then if I'm going for, just a day or two and, I want to load some stuff up, I prefer the canoe because you can load the piss out of those things and just go. Canoes are also great for fishing. Want to try kayaking? I've only ever used normal boats. Honestly, kayaking is a little strange to get used to, just because you're sitting so much lower in the water than everything else. Usually your ass is actually below water level. And it's a slightly different motion because normally you're paddling in a canoe like that, whereas a kayak you're doing this figure eight pattern. And kayak uses a lot more of your core muscles than just your shoulders and your traps. But it's also so much faster than a canoe or a rowboat. Yeah, it's fun. Maybe one of these, I don't know about this summer, but maybe next summer I'll have to take you out. We can go kayaking. Same JD, I've always wanted to learn to kayak. It's fun. It really is. It is a pleasure. The one problem I have with kayaks, and I want to change this when I build my own, is the portals. Usually you have a hard top the entire way. Really faster? Yes, really faster. They're quite a bit faster. They're at least twice as fast as a canoe. One person in a kayak is twice as fast as two people in a canoe. But they normally have a hard deck the entire way, and there's just a little key slot for you to get yourself in. And then you put a spray skirt over top of that. But the portals are usually just way too small. So what I want to do is have the tips capped off and around where the cockpit is capped off, and the rest of it open, and just have some sort of a spray skirt or something with some shock cord around it to snap that in. That way I can get larger things in there, like my. You can load up with more food, more supplies. If I'm going to be bringing a drone and my camera gear, I'm going to have to find a way to fit that in there. My hammock is tiny, but my sleeping bag is this huge, big ass thing. And I can do a whole video on camping, and why I'm doing certain things one way or the other. And then I need to get some solar panels, and mount them on there and stuff. I might even mount two, one on the front and back, or maybe two on the sides, the sides of it somehow, just so I can get everything and keep everything charged and stuff. Then you need to bring enough gas and your lighters and your stove and coffee, eggs, whatever. But if I have those big open portals, then I could make the spray skirts for them much larger or variable size. Maybe I could do tabs coming off on the outside and have pull strings on them, so that I could have this big massive cargo containment. Or if it's less, I could pull those straps down and have it more compressed. So just a few different things I need to play with, and a few different design ideas, because you also don't want things so heavy that it's tilted one way or the other in the water. You want things to be a pretty even keel, or even the top, the bow of the boat to be slightly higher than the stern. So there's a lot of thought that has to go into the design before I even start putting pen to paper, much less blade to wood. So all stuff I want to work on. Ooh, and there are 6 people in here this morning. Really, really cool. More people is better. Julius Rivera shared my post at Nightsmith. Well, I hope Julius hops in here at some point. More people is better. Yeah, I think I need to throw these contacts away, though. My eyes really starting to bug me. Lara Blackwell, I can't wait to watch you build a kayak. I know. It's really cool. My dad's built several, and I've helped with different things along the way. The thing is, I'm gonna have to build it at the Red Door, and it's gonna have to stay out in the public area because it's just way too big of a piece to build in my shop itself. But yeah, you'll see pieces go up, and you'll see the bottoms, and then all the different pieces coming together and sanding down and getting shiny and getting dull again. And oh boy, are you going to feature him on your videos to give pointers? Am I going to feature who on my videos? Joe or somebody else? Or are you talking about my dad? Because it'd be really cool to have my dad, on there with me. My dad. It'd be really cool to have him on there with me to, help work through some of this stuff. Also, a lot of some of the things, especially like when you're wetting the wood or putting down the fiberglass, it definitely goes a lot better with a second set of hands. Wetting the wood is putting down the first layer of epoxy resin. So what you want to do is you want to get the shape, and then you saturate the wood with the resin, and that'll hold it in its shape. But while it's wet, you want to put on your fiberglass mat, and then get that all rolled in so it sticks. And then you want to saturate that mat as well, and get the whole thing done and mixed together. And then you have to let that dry for so long. The good thing about the resin that we use a System 3 epoxy resin, and it's super low VOCs, volatile off-gassing chemicals, which is the smelly stuff you smell. Remember when we did the polyurethaning on your bench and your table, how awful that smelled? Well, that was a high VOC poly, but it was also the best one to protect your furniture for what you do. So super low VOCs, of course, but it's like $300 just in resin just to do one kayak. So it was so bad. Yeah, it was awful. I didn't realize how bad it would be, and pretty sure I made a few enemies that day at the Red Door. Pissed a lot of people off with how nasty that smelled, but whatever. Ooh, I just got an email. By the way, happy Earth Day. People hated us for weeks. Oh, yes, they did. The painting wasn't so bad. Because, it's an art studio. You're going to get paint. But the epoxy was just noxious. It was really disgusting. What are you going to do, though? That's part of having a woodworker. As part of the Red Door, you're going to have woodworking related smells and sounds and messes. It's just part and parcel for how things go. Sorry. See, I think I'm going to be doing I am going to be doing that. I want for this week's giveaway. I want to build an SD card container holder type thing. How many should I make it hold, though? It was off-gassing for so much longer than we thought it would. Yeah, I thought it would only off-gas for 3 days tops. But yeah, it was even weeks later. And I thought having it in your dry room would have forced it to off-gas a little bit faster, maybe because your room was so hot and so dry, it would make the catalyzation process happen faster. And it didn't. It really didn't. That was awful. That was really bad. Should have, looking back in hindsight, we should have gotten some charcoal house filters and clamp them or somehow to a house fan, like a box fan, and just put them in the room and let it run through the charcoal filter to cycle out some of the the nastier smells. But yeah, that'll have to be something for the future. I'll have to keep in mind for the future, because that was so bad. I'd say 10, but I have a weird obsession with having excessive amounts of data available. Well, I could do 10. I have to measure them up and see how how big they are, but I kind of want it, well, if it's something like that big, I might be able to fit 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have something the size of, let's say, a wallet, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'd only have to fit 5 on a side, really. So we do 5 and 5. It'd actually be better. It'd look better if I do 6 and 6, like on a bifold type wallet thing. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I have the back of it open to stuff a few things. And then have it fold and shut. And all the SD cards would go from the, have the slot facing down like that. I think that would be good, and then you get 12 SD cards, storage enough for 12 SD cards. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. It would look awesome if you did 5 to a side, like how a dice looks. But that's more quirky than useful. Yeah, I'm trying to develop things that are highly useful to people. This one is actually going to be very useful to me because I'm doing this sort of thing. So I don't know what other hobbies everyone else has, but yeah, I guess this is more of a hobby at this point, or a business. I don't know what this is, but it's going to be a very useful product for me, and I think it'll be useful for a few other people as well. What those games that you get, Laura, on that Switch thing? Do those come in SD cards? Like, how do those games come? A bit longer than a standard SD card. In thinner left to right, thicker. Interesting. Maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea for me to get my hands on one of those sometime in the near future, so I could take my calipers and measure it up, and then actually figure that out, so I could make a SD card holder, or switch game holder or something for in leather. Might make a few people happy. I'll send you pics and let you borrow a game. All right, yeah, definitely. That'd be very good. But yeah, I think I'll do an SD card holder this weekend, just to get everyone, something that everyone's gonna enjoy, or not everyone enjoy. But the last two things I did were for the first one was just kind of cool. The second one's for games. So this one I think will be, something that's an actual useful product that I think somebody might get excited about winning, or possibly winning at least. Yeah. And for those of you who aren't familiar yet, I'm starting to do giveaways every Saturday on the live stream. It's just however long it takes me to make something. We'll do a little bit of jarring in the beginning. Then I'll just pop over to a secondary camera and still just talk to you, make something, and give it away at the end of the live stream. Just have you guys put in a random number, between 1 and whatever, into the live chat, and then I go over to a random number generator, hit go, and whoever's closest wins. I just think that's a fun little treat for people who tune in for, sometimes it takes an hour and a half, sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes 2.5 hours for me to build something live. And I think having people come and join, and I think it's a good way to drum up viewership. I think it's a good way to get more subscribers, and I think it's just fun, because at the end of the day, it's kind of about having fun for me. Nice way to do something for others and get the word out on your woodworking skills. Yeah, thank you. It's well, right now I'm just doing leatherworking because I can't get to the wood shop. But yeah, once we get to a certain point, I'm going to be doing some stuff like that at the woodworking facility too. But I always need more ideas on small projects I can do like that for Saturday. Something that I can do within a couple hours. Maybe next weekend I'll do like a little wood carving or something. Do like a little letter opener out of a stick or something. Because I can do like a little wizard. I can carve like a little wizard head and then whatever. I can do wallets. I think I'll do maybe the weekend after that. I'll do a wallet. And then like I said, this weekend I'm gonna do SD card holder. And they're all prototypes, so I mean they might not be perfect, but you watched it get made live, and it's a little free trinket you can have, just out on the side that you just want something for free. Woo! Or you can sell it. I do sign all my pieces, so you can say, hey, this is a Knightsmith dice tray. He built it on this day. This is actually the one that he built. You can watch him build it. Blah 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 blah. So pay me an extra 20%. But I do want to start gathering information on just different projects I can do and stuff, because those first two just kind of fell into my lap. This third one I've been thinking about for a few days. Bleh. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to talk with you, Joe, after this. I need to work on getting this printer up and running so I could print off a few patterns to do some things with. What else is there? Pretty sure there was another thing. Oh, the Glowforge invitation. I actually didn't get my invitation yet from Bailey over at Glowforge, so I wonder if I'm gonna be getting in there or not. I don't know. Hopefully I get in. Oh, and I need to do the Peter McKinnon photo challenge this week. I think his new challenge this week is the new normal. So my idea is to get on my Plague Doctor mask and maybe get Mick and Connor involved in it too, without them having a mask on or gloves on. I'd have the Plague Doctor mask and gloves on, and like a maybe like a tape measure, sticking it out at them 6 feet. Take a picture of that. I think that would be interesting. I think that would be a very interesting commentary on the new normal. Maybe I'll even get picked. Anyways, guys, I'm just starting to ramble now. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow morning. And what ideas you have from today till tomorrow on different things, different projects I can do, whatever. hopefully I get into that Glowforge thing. And I'd like to thank my Patreons, and I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in, because you guys make this fun. This would be weird if I was just talking to no one. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.